Yo, it's Gator Convos. I'm back in the building. I got special guest today, man. Top 10 poets in the city, man, hands down. I'm gonna say top 5. I fuck up. That's why I got it.
That's better. I like that.
We gonna get some more on here, man. I just don't want them numbers to get tangled up. But got my man Jeronimo Speaks in the house.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
You know what I'm saying? I wanna let y'all know how much this poetry stuff mean to me. It's just as much as music. All the music stuff is just hand in hand, man, you know. And these are just some of the greatest people that I look up to with this poetry that's going to be on the show. But Jeronimo, man, tell the people about you, man. What's going on?
All right, what's up? Yo, my name is Jeronimo Speaks. I'm a national award-winning spoken word artist. I'm from the low end. I grew up on 21st and State Street. I've been doing poetry for about 11 years. Full-time, I've been doing it for 3 years. And man, it's just a blessing that I'm able to, like, you know, just waking up this morning and doing what I love doing. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Meeting people like you, stand-up individuals, you know what I mean? And yeah, like, everything's valid over here. You feel me?
Man, I love that, man. You know, I was introduced to him through another artist, Black Kevin.
Nah, actually, it was Hood Race.
Oh yeah,
I was
fix that. Let me get that right.
Yeah, I was. They brought me here to do Darling Mickey Bossing Up CD.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then I came through and slayed that joint.
Definitely. And what was crazy is I had already heard about you. I just never seen you like in a physical. I had already knew your name, knew of you. You know what I'm saying? And that was because I used to be into Momentum a lot.
Oh yeah. That's one of the legends.
They could say your name, but yeah, man. What you love so much about poetry, man? What make you want to do that over? I'm gonna drop the secret over rapping because
yeah.
I heard some of your music and you know what I'm saying.
So I mean, like when I was so honestly, like Doors, right? You feel me? When I was rapping, you know, I still have a heavy passion for rapping, battle rapping, freestyling, all that good stuff. You feel me? And I was doing that like since I started like rapping when I was like 16 years old, and you know, I started hitting the studio when I was like 18, and just over the years, you know, doing shows. And when I stepped to the spoken word world, it was just a different energy, different world. Like, check it out, right? When I was rapping, right, me and my guys would go to the studio, like 20 deep, you feel me? Do a 4-hour block. We was going to this place called Dark Room Studios at the time, put out a bunch of music. I'd go to Walgreens, buy some CDs, the $5 packs, a bunch of them, you know what I mean? Man, with the colorful joints, you feel me?
Walgreens,
yeah. Buy some envelopes, you feel me? Just you know, duplicate the CDs, boom, and go stand on just go stand at gas stations to pass them out. Like, you feel me?
You did the real grind,
man. Like, you feel me? I don't know. Like, I just felt like, you know, we was making good music at that time, and people, like, you know, if people heard it, they was gonna mess with it. You feel me? And then I did that for a lot. Like, but like, mind you, rewind. It was 20 of us going to the studio. 20 of us, you know, whoever could record, wrote some, boom, we'll do that. Like, you know what I mean? But it was only me standing at the gas station, right, passing out the CDs and things of that nature. And because I believed in them more than anything, because like I thought, like, I was like, I'm cool, like, but I used to have some spitters, like, that was like, oh, you next, and I believed in them. And the thing was, they didn't believe in themselves. You feel me? I used to
happened a lot.
Yeah, who you telling? I used to pay for I used to pay for the studio sessions. I used to pay showcases, you feel me, to jump on the shows. Or I do the thing where they give me 10 tickets and I get them $75, and then they'll, you know, be like, oh, you know, yeah, sell the tickets, you get your money back, and gain, like, sell them for like what, $20, and you'll, you know, get $125 back. I used to do that, you feel me? And it took me nowhere, right? I was very much local. I was very much block, you know, on the block rapping. You know, I hadn't traveled, did anything. Like, you feel me? And then, but I was trying to carry, you know, a crew of people that I still feel like today that they got it. Like, you know what I mean? They just didn't see it in themselves. Like, you know, and then I got into I met DJ Sluggo.
Shout out DJ Sluggo, that's my
Block
boy.
Club, you know what I'm saying? And then I passed. DJ Sluggo met me. I did a poem, right, at a competition, like, and it was crazy. I was super upset about this, right? I saw that they was promoting like this competition. You win money and free studio time and things of that nature at the competition. And then I went, and it was like a long line, right? And everybody in this line was just like walking up to like this judging table, and then DJ Sluggo was playing their music, and then like, and I just waited my turn in line. Next up, boom, person to rap. And then while I was waiting in line, I came at a rap. But when I was waiting in line, I noticed that everybody was either rapping or singing. And the judges, they were just either like, next, okay, you good. Next, all right, you good. And I was like, I got to stand out. And so when it was my turn to get up there, I performed a poem that I just because I used to write all the time, and I just so happened to memorize one of them, one poem, right? I performed that poem, and then the judges, they told me like, well, we gonna allow you to be in the show, but you can't compete. And I was like, I can't compete? Like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they just like, because like it ain't fair for the other artists. It was like that poetry. That was dope.
That should have been accepted though.
Yeah, right. I felt cheated, right? But so DJ Sluggo, I ain't hear him say or talk during none of the other contestants or none of that. He turned off the music, you know what I mean, and was like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna rock with you though. And I was like, yo, like, you know what I mean? And then he gave me his card, and then I hit him up. He had the studio down there on Cermak.
Yeah, I've been in there. I did some business with DJ Sluggo, man.
Down there when he was on Cermak at the U-Haul building.
Yeah. I did some stuff with DJ Sluggo, man. They had a whole little crew. He was working with my boy Bailey Ellis, and Bangs.
Yeah, Bangs. That's Bangs is my mentor to this day. Like, I just was talking to him earlier. You feel me? And so with Sluggo, so I hit Sluggo up. He invited me down there to the studio, and I'm like, it's over. Like, I'm about to, bring me and my guys. Like, I still got my guys and stuff from the low end and all this other stuff. And I get in there, and I was like just in amazement of like how many different, like, it was a business different. It was like deals. Like, I sat there for like an hour kind of waiting on DJ Sluggo to sit down with me and talk to me, and it was so much money walking in and out that door, people dropping off stairs, picking up. So I say, yo, like,
and then he has a big house music fan base overseas, so he was like always in and out.
Like, I think it was like a Red Bull exact when I was there, so like it was like crazy. It was like a lot going on in there. Like, I was just like, yo, and so I was like, I ain't never like experienced like that type of business, like Bangs. He had different people coming through, and I just saw money walking in. Everybody that came in there was dropping off some type of bread, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, and then that's the first time I heard the saying one-stop shop. Like, you feel me? I never heard that. It was like, it's a one-stop shop. You can get anything entertainment-wise, you can get over there at Block Club, you know what I mean?
You can get you a video, you can get you some shirts made, you can get you some beats.
All that, record, everything, like, you feel me? And so, when DJ Sluggo finally sit down, I was like, yo, I want to, you know what I mean? I want to, he like, what you trying to do? I'm like, I want to rap, like, you know what I mean? I want to, and he was like, I hear that, you know what I'm saying? I hear that. He like, what I'm going to do, though, for you, right? He like, I'm going to throw you, he like, I usually charge for this, but I ain't going to do it for you. I'm going to throw you on my, his mixtape called Respect My Grind, right? He like, I'm going to throw you on that, I'm gonna pay for your recording. You can record your poem and all that good. And I was like, well, no, I wanna rap. He like, I hear that. He like, but I'm gonna be 100 with you. I see like 1 million rappers come through here, and 90% of them ain't gonna make it. You feel me? And he was just like, and I ain't sure if you a part of that 10%. He was like, but you got something with that poetry. He's like, I can promise you, if you focus on this poetry, you gon' make it. You know what I mean? And I was just like, man, no, but you know my guy. He like, look, I'm gonna just keep it straight with you. I'll rock with you with the poetry. I ain't rocking with you with the rap. Like you could go and figure that out. And then so I was just like, all right, man. I just said, okay, I'm gonna do the poetry. And then he like, trust me, it's something about your poetry. You take it serious, you gonna blow. And man, he was right. You feel me?
Shout out to DJ Sluggo for creating a style.
Thank you. You know, that was like I ain't never looked back. You feel me? And as soon as I stepped into the poetry world, that's when I started getting booked all through the country. That's when I made any real bag. You know what I mean? First time I received a check with a come on, it was from bookings from I was like, yo, like you feel me? And you know what I mean? I'm forever grateful. And I'm at Banks and all that. That's a gift that keep giving. You know, he got my back 100%.
That's a real nigga, man. I fucks with Bangs. So that rap was a tuckle, man. So coming up, you only get 5, man, dead or alive, man. What's your top 5 rappers, man?
They ain't got to be in order, do they?
Nope. This ain't who's better, none of that. Just your 5.
My top 5 rappers, right? You know what I mean? Is Jay-Z, Joe Budden, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Joe Budden, J. Cole, DMX, and I probably have to say I say Fab. You know what I mean? It's kind of a tie between Fab and Kiss. You feel me? Because I rock and Siegel, Fab, Kiss, and Siegel. It changes up.
That adds 6. So one of them gotta die. Who is it? Fab, Kiss, or Siegel?
Man, I gotta go. Like who influenced me the most was Siegel. Like you feel me? My first. We got a lot in common, man. We got a lot in common, man. That's one of my real guidelines in life, man. That nigga right there. Him and DMX my favorite rapper ever of all time. Yes,
over Biggie, Pac, any of that. I rock with DMX because the passion he gave to rap made me love rap. I used to be all R&B. I still love it to this day, but when it came to rap, the way DMX put his passion into the words, man, that's kind of like what I get from poetry. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. But
X, like the way I even got up on X was like, so the first CDs I ever received, like when I got into poetry, when I got into music, period, was my sister. She gave me 2 CDs. She gave me the Miseducation by Lauryn Hill, and she gave me The Reason by Beanie Sigel. And I played them 2 CDs till they. Actually, I think they was tapes at the time. I don't even think they were CDs. I think they was tapes or something.
Yeah, I had the CDs.
Yeah, I played them joints till I couldn't play them no more. And then that's what my introduction into like hip hop and stuff like that. But then, like one day my stepfather, he walked in and he gave me this folder. It was like a CD folder, and I opened it up. He like, hey, check him out. And it was like all DMX. You know what I mean? Every CD DMX said. And I just listened to it.
Man, DMX will put you somewhere, man, where you just want to hustle real hard by yourself, man.
What's your top DMX song? I got 2 that I constantly keep in rotation.
Well, because it hit me so hard, and it's like I rapped it, but he rapped it because it really was my life for sure. Minus the group home. Burning in hell when I don't deserve to be. Got niggas I don't even know that want to murder me because they heard me. And they know that. The spark is for real. What's that?
I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. That's what it is. Is it Omen? I don't know.
Nah, it ain't Omen.
Oh, it ain't the cat, the rat, the snake, the dog. How you gon' when you living in the fog?
That's the Omen, ain't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like that.
That might be the song then. I don't know. I have to look at it, but you know.
Yeah. So my top 2, Slipman and Here We Go Again. I kick it to Shorty to try to help him understand. You know, it work, cause yo, that's my little man.
Yeah,
Asked a few questions about the game, and I told him. So when he made a bad move, it was my place to scold him. Like, I was like, yo.
He just always had it, man. Then I had the opportunity to watch Backstage.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to love Jay-Z too. I pop that Streets is Watching on in a minute, go link up with my guys and do some whole other type of shit. Cause he motivated me to like hustle. You know, he was one of the things. But DMX,
that friend default. When I heard that,
man,
like, friend default, state your biz. She tended up. There it is.
Me, I run the show. Oh, and these kids, they don't like nobody coming around here fucking with they dope for shit. You know what I'm saying? But him and X ran into each other on the Backstage DVD. You seen that? That's when they had that little freestyle.
Oh yeah. When the security guard lost his mind.
When I saw that shit, man, X, it separated him from the world of me. That nigga, he don't give a fuck where he at. He just
all right. So we was talking about like and with Jay, you feel me? Like when I heard Dead Presidents, you know what I mean. But I heard it was not the first. He got two versions of it. When he was like my man laid up on the up top. He got his side sprayed up. You know what I mean? You know, he was just like, you know, that when I heard that verse, I was like, yeah, Jigga
that's the Jigga days. That's when he had that movie thing. I liked it, that shit though.
Yeah. He said though, it's I said, pray for me. I do you one better and slay these niggas faithfully. Murder is a tough thing to process, and I ain't got nothing but time.
She says like, murder's a tough thing to process. Hard to digest. And I ain't got nothing time, hard to digest, slow process, but I ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah, and then it was all good just a week ago with Too Short. Man, like, you know.
Yeah, when them the days I started forming and developing my talents, man, because rap was, you had to be a personality, you had to be something. Like now they could just say the same thing, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? Now that's the separation for me. Everybody not original, so you get your personal. I do like the music nowadays, but it's just certain ones that I feel bringing a. Yeah, because believe it or not, J. Cole, like one of your favorites, and he fairly new. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole like come out the new group. You know what I'm saying? But
I do like I like new rappers. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, I just, you know, I gotta be in the mood for them. Like, you feel me? But I like, you know what I'm saying? I love, like, I like some Dirk. Like, you feel me? I like, you know, I was rocking with Duck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like all.
Yeah, like, I like drill. Like, you
Dirk
feel me?
Know how to diversify this shit though. He don't play. He know how to make some love shit in, turn around and
you know what I'm saying?
So, together. If you could though, like if you could. And you know this is gonna last forever. Like this gonna last forever. What would be your number one feature? Like who would you want to do a collab with?
If I could do a collab with somebody, jump on a collab, man, it'd have to. It probably.
I'm talking about, but this song will never play out. You know, like
I mean, it's only. I mean, it had to be Drake. Like, you feel me? Like,
that's heavy.
Because I mean, a Drake feature, it makes careers. Like, you mean, I was listening to Dirk interview, and he was saying like when he got that Drake feature,
it was up.
The price went up instantly. Like, you feel me? And you got a million people that's like, yo, like when I got that Drake feature, like Lil Baby, like, you know what I mean? When he jumped on that song with Drake, price went up. Like, you feel me? So Drake is so international, right? That he, you know what I mean, that he can, like, a verse for him or a whole song from him, it can make your career, and that's what you do from there. But yeah, like, it would have to be a Drake feature.
When it comes to the poetry, what you think you bring into the game? What you think you adding to the game?
So, like, you know what I mean? I be like, my thing with like spoken word poetry is this. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Like, you feel me? Like, I thought like I was like one of a kind at one point. Like, I was like, I'm the only person who come the way I come. And then I saw this artist named Black Chakra, and I'm like, you know, our styles are pretty similar. Like, you feel me? And and then I was like, okay, that's dope. Like, you feel me? So it's like, and I never heard of him before I saw him. Like, you feel me? And I can't speak on his behalf. Like, I met him actually, and he, you know, and so it seemed like he had never heard of me before he saw me as well. But like, what I personally feel like I bring to the game that's rare, because I ain't gonna say unseen, is like, I feel like the balance, right, of bars plus genuine plus performance, like just being genuine. Like, I could tell you my life story and what I went through, and everything be on the level real, like, you know what I mean, just because I do got a story. But then I can you know razzle it up with just bars, metaphors, and punchlines, you know, and then my performance be like solid. And I could say that like confidently, because that wasn't like, and I think God didn't give me the gift of poetry. He gave me the tools to become good at poetry or great at poetry. I wasn't just born and he was just like, okay, you know what I mean, you gonna be a dope poet, and that's it. You just hit the mic and you just gonna snap. But God gave me all the tools I needed to become a dope poet, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy for the tools He gave me, because with the tools I can outwork anybody. Like I said, all them guys that I used to run with, they'd just sit down, 30 minutes, write a verse, hook, chorus, like it was nothing, and it'd be fire. I'd be like, yo, how y'all do that? I can't do it. You feel me? But you know,
saying 30 minutes?
Man, 30 minutes, bro. Like, I had some hits go crazy. Like, you feel me? And it was a few of them in there that was like that. Like, they freestyle sound like riddance. And I'd be like, yo, like, I can't do it. But what I did do? I used to sit down with a pen and paper. And I used to get I used to have one of them beat CDs with a bunch of industry beats. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, it was I can't remember the name of it, but it was like just a bunch of jacking for beats. I don't know. It was like strictly for the streets or something. I don't know, but it was a beat, and I used to
get them all the time.
Yeah, I used to just write. Write. I look up and the sun to be coming up. And I used to do that like 3-4 times a week. Even if I had to work, I get off and I just write. And one day, it clicked. And it never stopped clicking. You know what I mean? So, I worked. You know what I mean? I had to work. I don't just like my metaphors and punchlines and bars and the way I storytell or write or perform. I don't just wake up with that ability. God gave me the ability to be able to grow and process and progress. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that you had that kind of time, because it seemed like this is a machine well oiled and prepared to perfection. You know what I'm saying? Like you really been through a real grind from the bottom to be able to live now with doing what you love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that. You got any kids?
I got one. I got a daughter. Her name Juju. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a proud father. Like, I take solace in that every night. You feel me? That I get the ability to raise a young girl. Like, you feel me? Because like, it's kind of like crazy. You feel me? Like, I'm the only boy. Right, I grew up in the house, 3 sisters and my mom's, right, in the projects.
Man, shout out to your mom. You didn't come out
I know, right?
On the other side.
Right, you feel me? But, like, as a child, like, that's the first thing people, like, they like, oh, they see your living situation, they put that on you. You feel me? But
because we could kind of sum it all in. You got a daughter, so.
Right.
You know my man on this side of the fence.
Right, facts. You feel me? And so, I had to endure like a lot of I had to fight. You know what I mean? Like a lot. For
your sisters.
For me, my sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so this how it kind of went when I wasn't born. I was born in the Cabrini Green projects, and then
where you was born in?
You know what I mean?
Cabrini Green, 534.
Yeah, my whole family is. You probably know my family. My mama grew up in the Cabrini Greens, and my father you know what I mean, whole everybody.
They was in the whites or the reds?
They was in the whites,
yeah,
like the white buildings. Yep. So yeah, like the Rogers and stuff, Kenny Rogers, and you know what I mean. That's my father's name, and my mother, you know, her name Donna. You know what I mean.
You lived in there too?
Well, when I was a baby.
Oh, you was a baby.
Like when I was like 11, my mama sent me down there for a whole summer. You feel me? And that was like the worst experience of my life. You feel me?
I tell you, Green was fun.
I mean, you know, when you down there living with a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I lived with a crackhead.
Well, then you know, like we used to get up early to make sure the chokes, like you know what I'm saying, get to the chokes.
Yeah, we used to do all that.
They used to cut on the fire hydrant in the middle of the gangway. We used to be all. We probably was down there together. Like you feel me?
I love that shit.
Yeah, it was.
Get up, go downstairs in the morning, get you some breakfast, then go back at 12, get you some lunch.
Yup, and then be playing they cut on the fire hydrant, be playing in the middle, you know what I mean, in the water.
Man, I love that shit. That shit was it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it was like, after that, it was like hungry, like, and it was hot. And I was down there when Candyman came out. So
we was definitely there. So I lived in Cabrini Green from 1990 to like 1998.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so it was. I was scared in the mug, like you feel me, like I mean the Candyman situation.
Hey, don't get it twisted. I ain't saying no wild. I was a coward in Cabrini Green. Like motherfucker run up on me, I'm taking off. You know what I'm saying? My brother wasn't with me.
Yeah. I ain't really like so. Like like I said, I never knew my father. I seen like so the way it
to
went.
this day.
Yeah, to this day, right? So this how it went. You know, typical story. So my father, he used to come around when I was a shorty, trying to get back on my mom. So I remember that. Like he could care less about us. He never really talked to me or anything.
He coming in the crib chunking for the monkey.
Exactly, right? And then once he realized that my mom's wasn't like then he didn't come back. Like you feel me? And so when I was down there in Cabrini Green, right, it was like known that like that he was my father and that he never left. So his kids, his wife, they whole family, everybody was down there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
they knew you?
Yeah, they knew who I was.
They treated you with respect? Or?
Nah. They was like, man. I'm the other woman's kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, people, I didn't really deal with like a lot of like people trying to get at me because they knew I was one of his kids and they had a big family down there. Like, you feel me? And so I ain't really deal with that a lot. But I was like, you know what I mean? It was tough. Like, it was tough. Like, I used to go out there. And I used to be out there standing, asking for spare quarters and loose change.
Yeah, that's what we did. My dad used to get us up and go down there about 3 deep. Me, my big brother, my little sister, and we'd be sitting around with our cup. Yeah, make about $20, $30 a day, but that was a lot back then. Yeah, $20, $30.
Yeah, yep. You know what I mean? So it was like it was an interesting experience. Like until like finally, I told my mom, I was like, look, this lady ain't feeding us. You know what I mean? We out here just kind of like and we was living in the projects at that time. Like we was living in the projects on 21st Estate where I'm from. You feel me? So I'm like, just let us go back home. Like, and we'll figure this out. At least it's food at the crib. Like this lady, my mom used to come through and drop this lady off mad though, cause she had it for the summer. Lady go smoke it up.
You know what I mean? That little food stamp book.
Yep. Lady go, you know what I mean, do what she do. We weren't eating, taking the clothes, all that, you know what I mean? And so it was tough. You feel me down there. But when I going after being born in Cabrini Greens, only thing I remember till I was like 8 years old was like shelters. You know what I mean? We lived in a lot of shelters, moved all around the city of Chicago. Hannah's We Care, Clara's House, Pacific Guard Mission, Salvation Army.
Pacific Guard Mission, that's what my daddy got clean at, because that's like a rehab.
It's like a Christian-based shelter.
He pastor now, man.
That's what's happening,
my daddy
man.
About
that's a blessing.
25 years in on the pastor side.
Nah, that's a blessing.
Clean. Yeah, man, we got a lot in common, man. Right? I ain't never really had that talk with you though, man.
Yeah. I grew up, you know what I mean? And so when I moved to the projects, right, on 21st Estate, you feel me, the Hilliard homes, right, not the Ickies. Everybody's like, the Ickies? No, across the street, the big half moon buildings. That's where I grew up. Like, I felt the instant issue was I was an outsider. And all these, they grew up together. They've been living there. The boys my age been living there their whole life. I was new. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I got instantly accepted. You know what I mean? I was fighting for years. Like, I was either running or fighting. Running or fighting. Until one day, when I was like 12 or 13 years old, I was like, well, my legs tired. I ain't running no more. Man. And then it was a wrap from there. You know what I mean?
At some point, you got to throw the motherfuckers in the sky.
Yeah.
And learn how to handle them.
Yeah, so you feel me? I was like, I ain't running no more. So, you feel me? And then, like, so I spent a couple years fighting, but then when I hit 15, I had my little growth spurt. You know what I mean? Shot up to like 6 feet. You feel me? Had a little weight on me, and it was just like, well, y'all know I fight. Now I got the weight behind it. What up? Like, you feel me?
You had a girlfriend in there around that time?
Man, yeah, I was used to be messing with the little girl. Dry humping in the slide and stuff like that. You feel me? And then
dry humping in the slide. How old was you when this happened, man?
I was like, what, 10 years old, 9, 10. You know, you scared at first, like, you like, yo, what's about to happen? But, you know.
Yeah, 9 years old.
Yeah.
My babysitter, she was 16 or something. 15, 16, and she took advantage of me.
She like, y'all went all the way?
Showed me what that monkey was at 9.
Yo. Like, so how did that affect you, bro? Like, sexually, like, did it do anything?
Ain't really do shit to me sexually. I mean, I wasn't fucked up behind it or nothing.
I mean, like, some people, like, I mean, even, like, I ain't saying, like, you can't perform in that, but some people just, like,
turn into heavy sex.
Yeah, sex addicts and
all
all that.
I've always been a lover, so that ain't never was my. And I could have stopped her. She wasn't like.
At 9? You think you could have stopped her?
Man, she was in the house with all me and my brothers and sisters, them looking around the corner. We would have stabbed her ass up. My mama had some badass kids.
I'm not talking about, like, stopped her, like, physically, but, like, just it's a different type of mentality.
Like, do you want to? I've been a grown man for a long time, though. I ain't gonna lie, but that was my first piece of monkey.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I mean, a little known fact, people don't know. I actually, my first time was when I was 18. You feel me? Like, it was when I was 18, and it was with my high school sweetheart. Like, you feel me?
That's kind of deep.
Yeah, man.
You held your composure till you was 18.
Tough. It was tough. Like, it was tough. Like, you feel me?
Where I'm from, man, if you make it past 13, 14, and you ain't felt that motherfucker, man, you was gay.
Oh yeah. Well, no, you know, like I said, I grew up. We used to be dry humping and all that. You feel me? But like when they was
it takes certain people a little longer to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
I used to hear my daddy and them talking all the time, his friends. They made that shit sound so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I had to try it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, like my thought process was kind of like, my moms used to always teach, like, hey, you know, when you finally have sex, make sure it's with, like, your girlfriend and da-da-da-da-da. And like, it wasn't like,
it was always there for me. I ain't never had like a one night stand in my life. To this day.
Well, you lost it to a 60-year-old though.
Well, that unholy Trump deal she did, I don't really count that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know that happened, but I don't even remember her name. It might have been like Crystal or some shit like that. Yeah. So if y'all know somebody from Granny Green that was running around, having sex with young boys.
Yeah, but you know what?
Tell her to hit me up. We probably can get on the show and
talk it out.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna shout out.
You know what? But it was like this situation. Like when I was like 10, right? And it was this girl, and she I was walking up the stairs in the projects, and she had stopped me like, hey, what's up? Like, you know, what's up? It's like, hey, I gotta tell you something. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay. Like, you know, I'm like, she like 16, 17. I'm like, okay. And she grabbed my hand, and then she walking me somewhere. And then my cousin just came out of nowhere, like, where you going with my little cousin? And then she was like, oh, I was just like, and she just mopped up right there. And I was like,
oh, girl cousin caught her.
Yeah, my girl cousin caught her.
She like, probably, your girl cousin probably fucked up your day.
Hey, listen, I did, you know, I'm so naive as a kid, I didn't realize
what was going on.
I was like a teenager when I thought about it. I was like, she was about to, like,
she was about to put that motherfucker on you, man. Damn, cuz.
So, so.
Shout out to cuz, though, with the left and right, man.
Yeah, she mopped up real quick, and I was just like, yo. And then, then too, my sister, you know, rest in peace. She was tough, and she used to put in all like, hey, you mess with my little brother, it's a problem. So she would be 40 years old today.
Well, what happened? How did that happen? You don't mind talking about it?
No, she, you know, I'm good. Like, you know, we therapy, right? You know, like, so she passed away when I was 18 in a fire. So she was 20.
Damn.
Yeah, she passed away.
I didn't expect you to say that. Like
yeah. So it, you know, it took a long time, like for like, you feel me? When my sister passed away, you feel that was like another boost into like manhood, adulthood, right? Like, I was told like instantly. My sister died in a fire on Thanksgiving, right? And I was told instantly, like, I did the initial crying, and then you can't cry. Like, you can't, you got 3 sisters, you know, or 2 sisters, your mom's, a bunch of women, like, you know what I mean, that need you, and you got to be a support system, like, for them. And so I was just like, all right, and I tucked them feelings and them emotions. And I thought like everything, like, oh well, time will eventually, you feel me, heal the pain. But it's like, you know, 15, 20 years later, you know, I still, you know, you still go through it. You know, my daughter, my sister named Katisha Tashiana Rogers, right? And my daughter, her name is Justice Katisha Rogers. Like, you feel me? My niece, her name is Brianna Katisha Rogers. My other niece named Shamia Katisha Rogers. You know what I mean? So it's
just in remembrance of,
in memory of her. You feel me? And but you know, and that's a long way, because my family went through a long time where we couldn't even say her name. Like, you feel me? Like, we went through a long time where we couldn't even visit her grave. You feel me? Because that's how, in the black community, that's how we deal with pain and hurt. We try to dismiss it until we don't feel it no more. And so, like, therapy is helping me to process and progress. You feel me? So, yeah. So she passed away when I was 18. And, like, her memory is definitely still felt today. And she had a daughter, you know, before she passed away. Her daughter was only like 4 months or something like that. So my niece Anija, you know,
she like what, 22?
She's 20. She just turned 21 actually a couple days ago.
Yeah, man, that was kind of deep, man. I gotta switch it up a little bit, man. That was, I ain't expect you to say that.
Well, it's just back to the original. So it's a lot of like things like so I ended up, you know, I went to Kenwood Academy, right? And which was a blessing too, because my neighborhood high schools was Dunbar and Phillips. I probably wouldn't have graduated if I went there, because, you know, everybody from the, you know, projects went there. And I was blessed to go to Phillips, and I met my high school sweetheart. And it wasn't, I ain't lose my virginity from lack of trying. Like, I was like, but I wanted it to be her, and she made me wait.
Wait, say that one more time. You wanted to be what?
I wanted it to be her. Like, you feel me? I, like, man, when I met this girl.
So you seen her, you met her, and then you said, this the one I want to do that with. So you really was saving yourself.
I guess so. Like, I was shocked. Like, you know what? It was one of those.
I'm saying that for all the people that's looking at them like, that big guy look like a gangster.
So let
me such a goddamn cream puff on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, it was duality, right? Like, it was like, with her, like, I don't know, like, it was something about her. Like, she was, you know, I'm from the projects. I went to Kenwood. I was used to a certain type of girl. She was the first girl that I met, like, that wasn't like what we was used to. Like, you in the front of the project, you know, like, you know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, I want her. Like, I want to be with her, like, forever. And it's like, I didn't want nobody else but her. You feel me? And we was together all 4 years of high school. And I was just like, yo, can I get some? Can I get some? And she's like, no. You know what I mean? Because she was
never hit her?
No, that's why I lost my virginity. So, like,
oh, yeah.
When I was 18, she finally gave me some, and then it was a wrap. Like, my senior year.
You probably was in that motherfucker. Man, came in 2 seconds.
Listen, she made me actually, I graduated high school from her, because I would get up early in the morning. We had my first period class was like 7:45. I would get up at like 5 something, and I would take the bus to her house. And then, like, she lived there at Park, so we would go walk to. I would have sex with her in the morning before school, and then we'll walk to school. And everybody like, you be on time for your class now. I'm like, yeah. You know, you get your first little shot. You feel me? And I was just like, so that. But then, you know, good and bad. That was my first heartbreak too. Like, when we graduated from high school, we was going for like a year strong. And then one day she just hit me up like, yeah, I feel like our relationship is kiddie. You know, I want to move on to grown things. Then I was like, I love you though, shorty. Like, you feel me?
That
like,
don't mean nothing.
yeah.
Niggas losing their chicks like that every day, man. They be going for that spunky guy. You know what I'm saying? That, like, look at Jada and Will.
I know, right? You feel me? And so I wanted to marry shorty. You know,
do you got a girl now?
Got a wife. You know what I mean?
How long y'all been holding?
Man, we been together for
since after that.
Yeah, I met my wife.
Is it for real? Since after the high school girl?
Mm-hmm. 17 years.
Man, my man don't play. He carry this ding-a-ling thing seriously.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it ain't always like so. It's always like a duality in it, right? So I met my wife, right? You feel me? After that, like and like so we've been together 17 years. We've been married for 10 years, right? And so
you love hard.
Man, Joe, like, yeah, hard, I do, like, but like the duality in this, like, but then it was like kind of cross section where like I'm still my guys in them. I'm still like, and I don't drink or smoke, right? I never drunk or smoke. I've never put liquor, or weed, anything. But my guys, they do all of that, right?
Oh yeah, nothing.
No, I've never drunk. I've never smoked.
My mom was a addict. I'm saying my father, so I kind of learned from that.
And addiction running my family too. Like you know what I mean.
I'm addicted to sugar. You put some cupcakes or some shit like that in front of me.
Oh yeah.
I got to smash, and I've been cool for about 3 months now, but.
Oh word. Hey, you detox? Get that out your system.
Detoxing right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I just right before you just came, I had some avocado on a bagel.
Oh yeah,
and a sunny side up egg, no salt, pepper, none. Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So but I had to get that out of my system. Like then got into the poetry world, and you know what I mean. So
but your wife came a few years after.
Yeah, like you feel me, and we was dating for a few years, like you feel me, and then I'm like. And she was kind of like, she was around when I was like, in the streets, like, you feel me? Running with my guys and all that other stuff, like, you feel me? And she endured a lot. Like, she went through it a lot. You feel me? Like some crazy situations I done been in where, like, people coming to the crib, like, looking for me and all that. Like, you feel me? Situation happened.
What you mean somebody came looking for you?
Looking to get out with me, like, you
some
feel
girls?
Me? No, guys. About that, like, it was about it, like.
What you was doing, trapping or something?
Nah, when I moved in with her, and we moved to 83rd and Sangamon, right? You feel me? And I was just like, it was my first apartment, like, and I was just too free with where I was at, like, you feel me? I was like I had this mentality, which in hindsight was crazy. I used to think like the toughest people in the world was from the low end. And
that's how I was about Gritty Green.
Yeah, and I was just like, ain't nobody tougher. And I'm like, than the low end. And I used to walk like that. So when we moved out of the low end, I had that same energy. I don't care if I'm in Inglewood, the Hundreds, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? And so, I moved on 83rd and Sangamon. Like, you know what I mean? I used to have like, folks in there from the, come through, you feel me? Boom, 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 kick it, all that, you feel me? And then we fell out, right? You know what I mean? And then like, it was like split. And then they slid up one day. I wasn't there, but they slid up. Yo, come tell them come out, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm just like,
off of what though?
So this what happened, right? This is a crazy story, right? So remember I told you we was rapping, right? And we was real deep at the time, right?
Right.
And one of my guys, Charlie Vegas, like he always been like a ladies man. He always been
we'll
get
really
to the
dropping
back.
names. I'm gonna bleep that name.
Well, that's not his real name. It's his,
okay.
Wait, that's it. That is his like
stage
name, right? You feel me? Charlie Vegas. Charlie. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's based off of what up, Charlie? He's from Chicago, Vegas. He flashy, and that's literally his personality. Like he always been to get money, mess with the girls, into some other stuff. Like he in the feds now, actually. Like so, come home soon. I guess I don't know, right? And so my man's said I I had an opportunity for us to go to Minnesota and do a show, right? You feel me? And but we ain't had none of us had we was blocked, like none of us had ever left Chicago, right? So we like, yo, how we gonna get down there? So my man's like, don't worry about it. And we like Charlie like, don't worry about it. So he like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? He like, I'm gonna make sure we get down there hell or high water. Like, you feel me? And we like back, cause like I say, Charlie, he was getting money. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, bro, gonna either get us a metro ticket, or I don't know, right? So on the day it was time to go, we like, I was like skeptical, like, yeah, he ain't gonna show up. And then he showed up in a brand new whip, like, you know what I mean? And we like, bet, we gone. Didn't ask no questions. We threw our stuff in the trunk. We gone to Minnesota to do the show. Man, we get, what was it? Like, you got to drive through Wisconsin to get to Minnesota. We damn near can see the skyline of Minnesota, and we get pulled over. Boop boop, right? And we get pulled over by the cops, and when we get caught full of black people, you feel me? And this is God all day. They put us on the side. They stripped the whole car, right? Search everything, right? My man's like, hey, I mean, we ain't got nothing. We ain't doing nothing. So they about to let us go. Somebody, one of the state troopers, run that VIN number, right? He ran the VIN number.
Y'all in a stolen car.
Get
the fuck out of here.
Then they empty search. They found the gun.
Oh,
They found the ski mask, and they found some weed in the car.
that's a real homie. My man's gonna get them now.
So
He
look,
been a Kia boy.
yeah, right. So what ended? So I'm sitting there. I'm in the back of the police car. All of us in different police, because it looked like the set it off scene. It was so many cop cars out there, right? We all in different cars, right? And like they go to Vegas was driving, so they go to him. They take him out the car and they talking to him on the side of the road, right? Boom, 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 boom. We in there, and then about 20 minutes pass, and then they come get me out the car. Then they unlock the keys.
Oh, so they basically saying you was snitching or something.
No, they unlocked the keys for all of us. They untook all of us out the keys, right? And then they took Charlie Vegas in the car and drove off. Really? And they told us, like, tow truck came to get the car. They had all our stuff on the side of the roads. They said, y'all figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? But if y'all cause some trouble, we coming back to get y'all. So when I eventually talked to Vegas, he said that he told them, like, hey, they ain't know nothing. They ain't know nothing about nothing. You know what I mean? Even though he said that the drugs weren't his. So I'm guessing there was another. But he said he even took that charge. Like, yeah. So he took that, right? Now, the fallout came, right? Like, and you can tell me I'm wrong, because this has been something actually that's been on my mind for years, right? So my man's left about $5,000-$6,000 in jewelry in the car.
He like one of the movies that you watching and you trying to see the end quicker than it's coming.
Right, yeah. So, right, yeah.
I'm sitting there like, man, I hope he ain't finna say the wild shit.
Right.
And
yeah, so it's back and forth, right? So my man's left like $5,000-$6,000 worth of jewelry in the car, right? So I take Charlie, right? They took him to jail. The jewelry, his bags, everything was in. You know what I mean? He had like a bunch of jewelry in the car too, right? And so I hid the jewelry, right? So we all on the side of the road. They going off, everybody snapping, and like now I'm upset because he should have told us, but we knew what type of person he was too. Oh. We ain't asked no questions. We just,
and y'all knew he ain't had no car, and y'all just all of a sudden in the car.
Right? And we knew the energy, but then they tripping, but they the same type of individuals. Like, they ain't really getting money, but they in the streets. They know what it is, right? So we get and it was like a real backlash. Like, I lost brothers off of this. Like, these people are, you grow up, these are my brothers, right? So we get back to like Chicago, right? You know what I mean? It's like everybody, we have a meeting, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm like, like my man's goon, he like, man, fuck Charlie, going in, right? And I'm like, hey, bro, I'm like, he took the charges, you know what I mean? But he didn't tell us that's my life. I say, but bro, you do things criminalistic every day, right? In Chicago, right? I was like, but you know what the energy is, right? So it was like, and Goon was like my brother, like, you know what I mean? We was super close. So, you know, we was kind of like head rips, like, you know, we was kind of like separated, but I'm like, you know, we'll figure it out, right? So one day, Goon come to me, right? I trusted this man with my life, right? He come to me, he said, man, I'll let it go, but I'm going to need some of that jewelry, right? Because I still had the jewelry. So I said, nah, bro, we ain't going to do that. If we done, I'm down with you for not, you know what I mean, messing with Charlie no more, but like, we gonna give him his stuff, like, you know, because he was one of the guys too. Like, let that man, you know what I mean? Like, he in jail, he don't, like, he should be going. By the way, you know, that's weird too. He got out real soon, very quick. I ain't gonna lie.
Charlie, baby.
Yeah, he got out real quick. So that was real weird. But I'm saying, like, but I'm like, yo, let my man's, like, you know what I mean?
Quick?
Man, he was out that year. You feel me?
That ain't that bad.
You know, gun, drugs, and the story.
The reason I don't, I seen worse. You know what I'm saying? I seen people come home for worse, but I'm still trying to figure out why they ended up coming to your crib.
So this is what happened, right? So we ended up. So one day, like, you know what I mean, I'm living my life, doing my thing, right? I just meet, like, you know, my girl and all this other stuff at the time, right? They end up being my wife, right? And I come home. And all of the jewelry is gone, right?
He broken your shit?
Nah, like, it was like, he was just like my brother.
He
like,
had the key to
I'm living with my mom's though. Like, I'm living with my mom's at the time. So he in it. My mom's look at him like a son. Like, you feel me? And all the guys, like, you feel me? Like, they used to be there when I wasn't there. Like, you feel me?
So he came. Oh, why you?
So, but I didn't realize it was him, right? So this what happened. I'm like, yo. You know, it was one of them naive things, like, this my brother, like, I ain't even question. I told him about it, like, hey, bro, the jewelry missing. Somebody got me for the jewelry. And he like, man, that's crazy. You feel me? And so I was just like, I was like trying to figure it out. It was like a mystery. I never thought it was him though. Like, you feel me? And and then, like, months passed, long time passed, right? We still operate, moving like usual. And then, you know, I move out on Sangamon, 830 Sangamon. And I got one of the guys over there, you feel me? And he like, we call it Avo. He like, hey, bro, you want to know what happened to that jewelry? Yeah, right? And then I'm like, yo, you know what happened with the jewelry? He said, yeah. You know what I mean? Now Vegas home by now, too. You feel me? So Avo like, yo, Goon, he took the jewelry. He grabbed his girl. They went to the pawn shop, and they pawned it, and they got the money off of it, right? And so I hit up Goon like, hey, bro, like, one, you stole from me. Like, you know what I mean? It was in my possession. You stole, and we had a conversation. Like, you know what I mean? You stole from me. Two, if you was gonna do that, like, as my brother, you like, hey, bro, I know you gonna be mad at me, but here go a couple dollars. Get over it. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't even break me off nothing for me, right? You know what I mean? And then I say, bro, it's a problem. Like, now we got the issue. Like, you know what I mean? And he just like, he like, you. And I'm trying to explain to him how I'm hurt by the situation, but all he kept saying, you taking that nigga side over mine. And I'm like, bro, it ain't even.
That's the finesse.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, bro, it ain't even about him. Like, you feel me? And so it kind of like, it was a rip, and oddly enough, Avo ended up taking his. He the one caused all this, and he ended up going over there with Goon. But Avo was my man's too. Like, you feel me? So it was like a ripple effect where like man, I ain't, like I said, I grew up fighting, and they saw me. They saw me get down. Like, so I know he didn't want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even want to fight him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my brother. Like, you know what I mean? And so I was more hurt than anything. And I did something crazy, right? I made a diss song, like a track, And now and it was now that was bogus on me because these is the same guys, mind you, that when I was going through my heartbreak.
Bogus after somebody broke in your house.
But I mean, these are the same guys that, mind you, that was there for me when I was going through the heartbreak. Like that was, you know what I mean, doing whatever they can do, right? You feel me? Like some, you know, street, you know what I mean? And so I did like a track and I just started talking about him, like, you know what I mean, talking about the situation and all that, boom. And then Goon called me up and I thought he was gonna respond on the track because he was one of the guys that's nice with it, like, you feel me? And
he wanted to get up with you physically.
He wanted to. He was like,
he ain't get no fuck about no diss track.
Yeah, he was like, yo. And so how it ended up playing out is they end up showing up out one day. He came with, you know, some of the other guys. Like, it split up everybody. He came over there, showed up with the guys, some of the guys, right? You know what I mean? Some I didn't know, some I did know. But, you know, my girl was home, and it scared the mess out of her. You feel me? And luckily, it was we stayed in like a building where you got to be buzzed in. Mm-hmm. But, you know, they was outside yelling, which made her come to the window. We lived on the 3rd floor. You feel me? And she was petrified, right? And I didn't have a car, like, you know what I mean? So I was like trying to make it home. But then I called all of the, like, you know what I mean, like the people who were still rocking with me. And then I called like, hey, come back. I'm here now. Like, you feel me? And then they pulled back up when we was out there. And
your fault.
So, okay, this how it went, right? And I still feel got a bogus.
See, this why I be saying, like, a lot of you kids today, y'all don't understand how simple things could have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boy made a diss track. See, I'm kind of like 2023-ish, even back then. Mm-hmm. You breaking my motherfucking house. Home fuck if you got let in by my mama. Mm-hmm. I hope you planned on going somewhere really, really far away from that.
Yeah. So check that out, right? So they pull up, right? And I got all my guys with me. They got their ass with me, but it was crazy because we all know each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all grew up together. You feel me? And so we downstairs, right? And I'm like, what's up? And he know how I am with these hands, right? So he ain't want to. I don't know if he know how I am with these hands, or it's just like my brother. Like, dang, bro, we done been through a lot together. So he like, I want to fight Charlie Vegas, right? You feel me? And I was like, nah, we ain't doing no fair ones, right? And then Charlie Vegas was like, I got it, right? Oh man,
Charlie Vegas
beat the hell out of. It was bad.
He whooped Charlie Vegas.
Oh, he whooped him. It was so bad. And you know, like,
hate built up behind.
But you know, like the movie, like Charlie Vegas was in the right because he stole his jewelry, right? But he punished Charlie Vegas, right? And so I had to jump in.
Vegas said, I got it.
He definitely was like, I got this, and then boom, and then Goon punished them, like, you feel me? And then I had to do something. I had to jump in, and then it just became a melee. You feel me? And then, you know, only person that was hurt was Charlie. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And then Goon, and that's how I knew, like, he still had love for me, because Goon just took out a knife, like, boom, like, you feel me? And then I'm like, but he was walking towards Charlie, and I stand in front of, like, hey, bro, you're not even about to do that. And then he could have poked me up, and he just put the knife up, and then he and then
about his business.
Yeah, then everybody end up dispersing.
I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that story though, because when I listen to your poetry, it give me like rap album vibes, mm-hmm. and it helped me kind of understand more. So, you know, now I can listen to it from a different type of perspective, because, you know, you do pick up on that you're a subtle guy, you know. So I think I'm a subtle guy. Yeah. You know, to get there, but it takes something to get me there.
It's
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
I don't want to, but I will. Yeah. Like, you feel me? Like if we can handle this another situation, let's do that. But I'm very comfortable. When we get in that space, I'm comfortable there too. Like,
you know, like, I like to tell people that, you know, so I'm great at anything I decide to do. I want to be the best at it. Mm-hmm. That don't even matter what if it's fighting, if it's singing, if it's goddamn hustling, whatever it is. I want to try my best to be the best at it. So yeah, I can tell when you get there to be.
Yeah, like man, when I got to a place, right? When I got to like right now, I live in the burbs, right? I bought a house. You know, I'm a full-time poet. I bought a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Like you feel me?
You getting money basically.
It's more than that. Like I walk my daughter to school every day. Like you feel me? Faithfully. Like I'm not walking down the street looking behind my back. I'm not in nobody. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm so removed from that life that it ain't even. You know what I mean? It's peaceful. Like Gator. Man, it's peaceful, bro.
Man,
like, you feel me?
I'm trying to get there, Joe. That sound
it's
peaceful.
peaceful.
I'm trying to get there.
I travel. I see things that I never thought I'd see before. Like, you know what I mean? I was in Cali in the middle of the ocean with 1,000 dolphins jumping around me. Like, you feel me? I drove from Vegas to Cali to do a show, and I you know what I mean, in the mountains, beautiful, like a screensaver. Georgia Aquarium, seeing whales the size of a building. Like, you know what I mean, bro? I done saw some things that I'm like, yo, like Times Square at nighttime, like daytime.
I done did some traveling. I be doing the kind of traveling you don't want to come back from. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something about like, you know what I wish I could do, bro?
What's up?
I wish I can go get that same house you got and still be in a black community amongst blacks, like how Maywood and shit used to be like.
So I like, you know, I take solace in that. Like I used to, like when you experience silence, like, you know what I mean. Like I used to be like, yo, like I love the hood. You feel me? I love, like, you know, I love like kicking it with my guys every day. I used to thought that was heaven, bro. Like getting up, standing out, posted out in front of the house. You feel me? With my guys and them at my mom's crib. We used to shoot dice. They used to be drinking, smoking. Had some females come over, rapping every single day, and I loved every single day of it.
You said it was rapping
every day.
Block shit, real. When the blocks was real, block clubs and all that shit was real. Like I like that.
Yeah, that was it every single day. But then like when I started getting booked out of town. And I started, like, even when I first started getting booked out of town, I used to get booked, right? I get booked, say, like, in Miami. I go to Miami, and I go to the hotel room, and then I go to the show, and then I go back to the hotel room, unless the people who book me, like, all right, we're gonna take you to
something afterwards.
Yeah, but I used to not travel. I used to travel without traveling. I didn't know, like, I need to see some of these things. It's only been, like, even in that space, it's only been maybe 5 or 6 years that if I'm booked somewhere, I actually be like, oh, I'm gonna go sightseeing, I'm gonna go experience some things. But, like, my mentality.
Yeah, sometimes, man, when you come through, like, all those stories you just told me about Pagrini Green and all that, you know, that's shit hard to deal with, right, for somebody. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is dealing with it so long. Like, how long can you deal with that? You know what I'm saying? So when I go out of town now, I go back to the room too. I go to the room and be in peace. You know what I'm saying?
That and that's exactly what it
good,
is,
bro. You know what I'm saying? So I know what you're saying. So yeah, you just you don't have that type of peace. Even when you at home, sometimes it's just like. You gotta still have that role on. You gotta be a protector. You gotta protect your wife, your daughter. Like, you still kind of working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
and like I said, I'm still the only boy with 3 sisters and my mom. Like, you feel me? You know? So and then, you know, my family, you know, they still, you know, in hood. Like, you feel me? Ain't even still they like, you feel me? So it's still drama, constant drama every single day. Somebody calling my phone with something, and I'm like, my household is peaceful, bro. That's my sanctuary. But you know, I used to think like
that should be so bad to when a motherfucker come and drop something off to you, say they got a piss, you be
like you be like,
that shit you coming with. I can't really let you come in here and piss, but it's McDonald's right down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Even if it's just on your mind, you know, that energy is some shit a motherfucker gotta protect for real.
And I do well with, like, you feel me? Like, I do well with being around people with like energy and like minds. That's why like me and Eros is so tight, because
my boy.
bro is totally opposite of the guys I grew up with. Like, you feel me? But he grew up with the guys like I grew up with. Like, you know, he decided at a young age that he gonna do something with his life. You feel me? And me, it took me longer. Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't even know, like, I thought like when you in the space, Gator, like with this poetry, everything I learned right in the streets don't matter. Like, I don't need to know how to throw hands at a poetry set. Like, I don't need to know, you know what I mean, how to chop up dope or how to, you know what I mean, spot, you know what I mean, a Crown Vic. You know what I'm saying? At the time, like,
you needed it.
I needed it, right?
Well, I ain't gonna say you needed it. It was good you had it, because that created you.
I would say I needed it because it's either one or two things you're gonna do in the hood. You either gonna survive or you gonna thrive. And I didn't want to be surviving the hood. I wanted to thrive in the hood. Like, you feel me?
Because let's just say you didn't like experience all that. Now you got to do poetry on how long it took you to have sex.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Corny shit. You know what I'm saying? Not to say, you know, I'm just saying, like, I was just having this conversation with somebody on the last podcast. It just, you need to have problems and shit like that, bro. You need to be able to come from something. Yeah. If everything just all good, the moment you get through into a problem, it's just gonna be, if you waited 25 years to be going through some shit, you're gonna be in a catastrophic state.
Yeah.
Like, that shit gonna be like, damn, you don't know what to do. You ain't even know the basics of being in the streets or nothing, or you just gotta figure it out. Like,
yeah. And it's just conditioning. Like, you
blessed to be able to go through shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And when I do go through something, bro, I take that. Like, you feel me? I be like,
put it in words.
I've seen, like, you know, bro, like, even like, man, like, my sister passing away when I was 18, right? And then I had a little homie that used to, he was cold. Like, his name Mel Jacobs. So, like, you feel me? Cold with it. You feel me? Bro, he was in the streets with it, but he decided he wanted to, like, do something with his life. And so I literally wrote his essay for him to go to job court. Right? You know what I mean? Went to job court, did the whole job court. Like, this was my little bro. He used to come and stay with me for months at a time. Like, you know what I mean? Rocking out, like, every day, writing studio. Love him to this day, right? And he come home. They throw a party for him for graduating job court. I couldn't make it. And then next morning, I get a call saying he got killed on the front steps. Right? You know what I mean? I got another cousin. You feel me? Jerome White. He, you know, jumped in front of a Metro, committed suicide, killed himself. Like, you feel me? Like, so the prevalence of everything, right, is like death. Like, you know, it conditions you, right, to just kind of have this scab on your heart, like, you know what I mean, and try to be in a space of like, ain't nobody gonna be here forever. So you learn to love at a lesser rate. You learn to like put the limitations on the love that you give people, because you like, you gonna leave just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
and that's the mental part of why you need to do what you're doing, because you're gonna be able to help so many people. Even just how you just helped, goddammit, probably 100,000 people now. Just with what you just said, how you pushed through all those problems and how you was handling those pressures. You know what I'm saying? It still made somebody your life. And it's some people that need to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, just growth. Like, you know what I mean? And understanding. Like, you feel me? Like, I wanna be here for my daughter. You know what I mean? I don't want my daughter to have to go through what I went through, and we like rewinding back to even why it even got into the story about being, when you asked did I have a kid? Like, I want to be the father that my sisters never had. You know what I mean? They never got
so all y'all got the same dad.
So my younger sister and my older sister right after me, the one who passed away, we got the same father. And then my oldest sister got a different father, but none of them had their fathers. You know what I mean? And so, and I remember like seeing them growing up, seeing them cry for their daddy. You feel me? I seen the relationships they got into with one and, like, you know what I mean? Because men you know, because they got daddy issues and all that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And so I look at my daughter and I'm like, nah, like you gonna know what it's like. I'm gonna teach you at an early age what a man's supposed to treat you like, you know what I mean? And then I'm around dope fathers like you too, man. Like, I see how you put your daughter on a pedestal, you cherish, honor, and love her. Like, you feel me? She can't help but like get a man the bar is her father. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that walk through that door, if they ain't you or better, then they gotta go. You feel me?
That's how girls is. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is Jeronimo your real name?
Nah, Gerard.
So where did Jeronimo come from? What made you say Jeronimo?
So I mean, it was given to me. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, all '90s artists, like, they names be given to them, right? You know what I mean?
thought it was a certain reason.
Nah, so
sometimes it be simple. Like, my last name Gator, so.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's my real name.
I didn't know your last name.
I just didn't want to be like a little spooky or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't match up with my personality.
Yeah, so my real name is Gerard, and so anybody who's familiar with 21st and State Street, like the buildings are tall. You know, they go to the 22nd floor, and they half moon buildings, and you can literally, like, the porch. You can literally hang over the porch, like, you know what I mean? And so when people would, like, my real name's Gerard, so when people would call me from over the porch, at first it was like, Gerard, check it out. But then it started, Jeronimo, and then it's just like, Jeronimo, like, you feel me?
And the Speaks, you just put that on there as far as poetry.
Yeah, so Speaks came on, I was, when I filled out my Facebook page, you needed a second name. And
yeah.
I just put it there, and then when I would go to my shows, they were like, yo, next up, Jeronimo Speaks, and I'm like, no, it's just Jeronimo. And then I did that so much that I was just like, all right, Speaks is the, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so.
Well, we've been on here talking for a while, man. Jeronimo, I want you to let these people know where they can reach you, how they can book you. Before we go into this piece, I want you to lay out for us.
All right. Yes, sir. So y'all can book me on all social networks. Jeronimo Speaks. That's JeronimoSpeaks. That's Jeronimo Speaks at gmail.com. Jeronimo Speaks on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I'm real easy to find. Jeronimo Speaks. The booking number is 773-690-0099. Let's get in tune. You feel me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, I got the poets on deck, man. This is just one of many. We're gonna be bringing them in soon. You know, they may be in groups, they may be individual. Who knows? I love them, man. We might all squeeze in here if we got to. So yeah, man. Skated Convos. Let my man get this 16 in before we get out of here, and I'll see y'all next time.
Peace. I want to know how you feel. Cause I felt failed ever since I stepped in the field. Even the womb felt like a tomb, like a sarcophagus, like Sir call it quits, going back and forth like a pendulum. All these circles got me twisted like an infinity emblem. My identity, addendum, finicky at minimum. I mean, how do you identify when your identity has been villainized, criticized, demonized, and minimized? I mean, it's always a man in the mirror, swaying how I sway, saying what I say, and I be lying to him like you confident in your walk, you embrace your faults, your insecurities are locked away in the vault, but every time I talk, it's like I whisper the past words as I pass words, and the man in the mirror becomes invisible, but I'm still convinced of my eyes that looking at invincible. Can you identify? I mean, can you line up and pick your identity out of a lineup? I mean, you give to self, but you can give more. You milk your insecurities because that's your bread and butter, but sweetie, check yourself out. No cash here. You'll see what you got in store. I got a gang of vices, but it's always 3 on my head like Chance the Rapper. Lust, greed, gluttony, and I try to stay strong because, you know, I don't want a chance to rapture, but I still fight with it. Steady trying to hide my sins in the dark, but God got night vision, and I still keep finding myself blaming him. But when you want to go to war, if you and God formed a united nation, when you started claiming him, then these sins start invading your mental, Russian, Ukraine, Can you identify?